Assalamu alaikum. Today we will start our experiment regarding with prism. So the aim of this experiment is to determine the angle of minimum deviation for a given prism by plotting a graph between angle of incidence and angle of deviation. Here we have to find angle of minimum deviation in between angle of incidence and angle of deviation. Also we have to plot the graph between angle of incident and angle of deviation. The of this experiment is drawing board. This is our drawing board. Pins. This is our pins. Prism. This is our prism. White sheet of paper, this is our graph paper, and scale, this is our scale, and this is our protector. These are the things which are required for doing this experiment. Then the theory of this experiment is the refractive index of the material of the prism is given by relation sin A plus dm divided by 2 divided by sin A divided by 2. Also we have to find the refractive index of the prism, where dm is the angle of minimum deviation and A is the angle of prism. This is our incident ray, this is our normal ray. We already know that when incident ray pass from rare medium to denser medium, it bend towards the normal. And this is our incident ray. This incident ray fall on this side of the prism and it bend towards the normal. Here you can see this ray bend towards the normal. This is our normal, and this is our another normal. When it move from denser medium to rare medium, it bend away from the normal. Then this is our incident ray. This is our emergent ray, and this is our white sheet of paper. With the help of pins, we have to fix this white sheet on the drawing board like this. We have to fix. So our next step is that we have to draw a line with the help of scale like this. We have to draw a line segment. Then our next step is that mark the one side of the prism with the help of marker. Like this we have to mark one side of prism and place the prism like this. The next step is that we have to mark the boundary of the prism. Like this we have to mark the boundary of the prism. Here we place our prism and mark the boundary of the prism with the help of pencil. The next step is that we have to join these lines with the help of scale like this. You can see here. Now we have to take the midpoint of this line. The midpoint of this line is 2.7 and place the protector on this line like this and take a normal like this. This is our normal and join this. This is our normal. Then our next step is that we have to take our angle of incidence. Angle of incidence we have to take from the normal, not from the prism. Like this we have to take our angle of incidence from normal. This is our normal ray. Like this you have to place the protector. Here we can take our angle of incidence 30 degree like this, marked on 30 degree. Then next step is that join this line 30 degree. Our next step is that we have to place our prism like this. We have to place and put the two pins on the incident ray like this. We have to put two pins on the incident ray. Place two pins on the incident ray like this, you can see here, and from this side of the prism you can see these two pins. Here we can put two another pins in such a way that we can see these four pins as a single pin from this side. From this side we can see that these four pins as a single pin. Then our next step is that we have to remove our prism and remove these four pins. Then our next step is that mark these points and join these 2 points like this. We have to join these 2 points. Now our next step is that we have to check how much angle is deviated with the help of protector. So this is our protector. This incident ray we can take as our normal ray. Like this we have to take our incident ray as a normal ray. Here we can see our angle of deviation is 48. Just we have write here that our angle of deviation is 48. So our first observation is here we can take our angle of incident 35 degree, the angle of deviation 48 degree. Next, as like this you have to do our experiment. Angle of deviations firstly want to decrease, after that after 2 or 3 observation it will start to increase. Like this we have to get our observation. Our next observation is just before. Like this we have to place our prism. Then next we have to mark the boundary of the prism, then join these lines with the help of scale, and next step is that we have to take midpoint of this line and draw normal. Then next point, from the normal we have to take our angle of incident. We have to put 2 pins on incident ray, and from this side of the prism we can see these 2 pins, and place 2 another pins in this side of the prism in such a way that we can see 4 pins as a single pin. The next step is that we have to join these pins with scale, and next step is that we have to measure this angle. Like this we have to find. Here I done 10 observation. Here you can see that I take angle of incident 30 degree and I get a angle of deviation 56. The angle of incident 35, 44, 54, 40, 47, 45 and 45. Then 50, 44, 55, 45, 60, 46, 35, 47, 70, 48 and 75, 52. These are my observation. I get angle of deviation from this observation, and this is in our practical book. This is our observation number, angle of incidence, angle of deviation. How much angle is deviated, that we have to write here. Next step is that we have to plot the graph in between angle of incidence and angle of deviation. On y-axis we have to plot angle of deviation, and on x-axis we have to plot angle of incident. Like this. Here we can put the value of angle of deviation, and here we can put the value of angle of incident, and then graph we will be like this. This is our graph. This is our minimum deviation. This is our minimum deviation 44. Angle of deviation 44 is our minimum deviation. We have to find the refractive index of the prism. Our equation is that sin A plus dm divided by 2 sin A divided by 2. A is where A is angle of prism and dm is angle of minimum deviation. In this equation you can see that A. What is A? A is our angle of prism. How we can find the angle of prism? Here you can see. Here we write angle of prism 60 degree. Here you can see that angle of prism is our 60 degree. Then angle of minimum deviation, from graph we have to find the angle of minimum deviation, that is our 44 degree. Here we can write 44 degree divided by 2 divided by sine angle of A, that is angle of prism 60 degree divided by 2. The answer is refractive index of the prism is 1.57. Result, angle of minimum deviation is 44 degree, and refractive index of the material is 1.57. There is no unit of refractive index. This is my experiment. I am Shoeb from S2 class. Thank you.